Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Summerslam pay-per-view event for the SmackDown brand. We are here for the main event tonight, having our World Heavyweight Championship match coming up in a moment. If you haven't checked it out yet, go to part 1 and check out the opening contest, a fatal 4-way contest between Jay White, Hideo Itami, Buddy Murphy, and Johnny Gargano. It was excellent, in addition to the rest of the card, but here is your main event match for SummerSlam.
WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Coming to the ring first is the former Intercontinental Champion, Will Ospreay. He won that championship from Adam Cole at Clash of Champions last year and held it for 222 days, defending it successfully at WrestleMania against Dean Ambrose before losing it earlier this year to Shingo Takagi, the current Intercontinental Champion that we saw in Part 2 successfully defend against Pentagon Jr. Will Ospreay additionally has held the Cruiserweight Championship for 151 days and the United Kingdom Championship for 41 days here in Universe Mode, when he was part of the NXT brand, so proving that he can hold the championship down on SmackDown. Making his appearance next and accompanied by the boss of the company, Mr. McMahon, is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre has held that SmackDown World Heavyweight Championship for 333 days ever since he won the King of the Ring tournament last year. Went on to SummerSlam in a successful effort, defeating CM Punk in the main event of SummerSlam following being the victor of the King of the Ring tournament, the only one to be held ever in Universe Mode. And at the time that Drew McIntyre defeated CM Punk, Punk was the longest reigning SmackDown World Champion, but Drew has eclipsed his reign, amassing victories over the likes of his former tag team partner, Johnny Gargano. Additionally, Sami Zayn has fallen fate to Drew McIntyre throughout his reign. And of course, at WrestleMania, successfully defending against Prince Puma in the main event of WrestleMania.
Introducing the challenger from England, weighing in at 222 pounds, Will Ospreay.
As I mentioned earlier, Will Ospreay coming off of a 222-day Intercontinental Championship title reign that he held until he was defeated by Shingo Takagi.
Weighing in at 254 pounds, he is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Drew McIntyre.
And introducing now the current WWE World Heavyweight Champion, holding that championship for 333 days and multiple successful defenses here in Universe Mode. Not to mention, also a former tag team champion on Monday Night Raw was Drew McIntyre, partners with Johnny Gargano, in which they held those championships for 224 days. Now we get the bell sounds, and we start this match here with a lockup in the middle of the ring. Will Ospreay taking the arm wringer advantage and now kicking out the leg of McIntyre. Perhaps looking to wrench the arm here, but McIntyre quickly able to counter and shift his weight over the shoulder of Ospreay. Forcing his weight over the shoulder. Now Ospreay rolls out, but he catches him with a chop block. Grounding Ospreay now. And this could be a good strategy from McIntyre to keep Will Ospreay on the ground here to prevent him from using his high-risk offense that he is so known for. And has helped him amass so many championship belts here in Universe mode. Ospreay now with the counter on that powerbomb attempt. Now popping him up into a Dragon Rana. Drew McIntyre was looking to muscle up Will Ospreay, but on the way down, Ospreay able to shift his weight and catch him with that Hurricane Rana, following it up with his standing moonsault. Ospreay now, strike to the face, gonna follow it up, springing in with a Tornado DDT. Pinfall attempt here from Ospreay, only getting the 1 count. Both these men were successful for the SmackDown brand at WrestleMania in their championship defenses and continued their championship reigns despite the grueling challenges of the Royal Rumble winner, Prince Puma, who challenged Drew McIntyre. And as for Will Ospreay, he had to successfully defend against Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania, not to mention Will Ospreay's other successful defenses against the likes of Dolph Ziggler and The Miz in the same match, as well as victories over Jerry Lynn for Will Ospreay. Now the grounded crossfaces here from McIntyre, and that might have cut open the face of Will Ospreay here. We're not going to get to see quite yet because McIntyre now gut-wrenching him up, deadlifting him into that power bomb, and now going for the pinfall attempt, but a quick kick out from Will Ospreay, who just desperately trying to catch his breath there, it seems. Reversal there from Ospreay. Now a European uppercut that sends McIntyre back into the ropes. Irish whip, double leapfrog cross body to Drew McIntyre. Now we see Ospreay in prime position looking for that seated dropkick, but McIntyre elusive, able to escape from that maneuver. And now Ospreay escaping from maneuver of zone as McIntyre looks for that power slam. Instead, Ospreay going to look for a straight jacket. Backstabber there. The knees going into the back of Drew McIntyre on the way down. Now Ospreay following it up with the second rope Phoenix Splash. Pinfall attempt here, but quick kick out. And McIntyre now getting back up to his feet and nailing that knee smash to Ospreay. McIntyre now going to follow it up by just dropping Ospreay across the throat and dropping him on the cable, the ropes that connect the turnbuckle pads. The worst possible way to come down across that would be across your throat, and that is what Ospreay is experiencing here in this contest at the hands of the current WWE World Heavyweight Champion. McIntyre now bringing him into the corner. Reversal from Ospreay here. Now a reversal from McIntyre, who sends Ospreay into the buckle, rebounding him out with a German suplex that takes Will Ospreay from one turnbuckle into the all the way across the ring to the other one. McIntyre now going back to the well, the cross faces, forearm strikes to the face, ensuring that he can bust the face of Ospreay open, and now following it up with a snap headbutt. Pinfall attempt here. And a quick kick out from Ospreay, who's again able to get the shoulder up, perhaps out of instinct getting the shoulder up on that exchange. Now we see McIntyre just muscling Will Ospreay across the ring and just tossing him into the ropes. As McIntyre perhaps going to look to put him in position for the Claymore kick, but Will Ospreay was too quick to evade that maneuver. Now springboard into the inside, looking for the phenomenal forearm strike there. But Drew McIntyre too wise to avoid it. Now with the advantage here, going to claw away at the bloodied face of Will Ospreay already. Now back elbow reversal from Will Ospreay to McIntyre. Forearm smash to follow it up as well. And now rebounding him off of the ropes. Coming back in, going to look for that clothesline attempt. European uppercut. As Will Ospreay able to ground McIntyre for the time being. And a low angle drop kick to floor McIntyre in position for the shooting star press from the top rope. He needed to keep McIntyre down long enough to land that maneuver, but he couldn't keep him down long enough to cover him for the pinfall. Ospreay now rebounding off, looking for that tilt-a-whirl head scissors to Drew McIntyre. That'll create the separation that Ospreay needs here to catch his breath for a second. He has been on the defense for a lot of this match, taking a beating at the hands of McIntyre, who counters out of the corner there and then just grabs Will Ospreay from his shoulders and muscles him over with that overhead belly-to-belly suplex. Now following it up with another heel toss does Drew McIntyre, and now in primed position for the Claymore kick here, as he is calling his shot, looking to connect with the Claymore kick on Will Ospreay, but it is countered by Ospreay, and you see that moonsault drop kick as Ospreay now going to look to go to the top rope. The boss on the outside, Mr. McMahon, very frustrated at what he is witnessing here on behalf of his champion, as Will Ospreay calling McIntyre back up to his feet here and then just taking him down with that axe handle. Ospreay now calling McIntyre back up to his feet here. Waiting for McIntyre to wake up here, but now McIntyre is the one who gets the advantage as he shoves Ospreay off. Has him along the ropes, but Ospreay now being the one to send McIntyre to the outside. Now we see Will Ospreay getting a running start, perhaps going to look for a springboard tope to the outside, rope twisting, sky twister from the... He got so much momentum coming off of the ropes twice that he was able to spring off the ropes, and now going to follow up with a springboard dropkick to the outside that catches Drew McIntyre as he was looking to get back to the inside. The safe space within the arena would be inside the ring as the referee continuing to count away at the count of 5 here. 6. And Ospreay now having McIntyre back in position on the inside of the ring after hitting that sky twister and the springboard dropkick to the outside. Going to follow it up with a diamond cutter on the inside. Ospreay again going to call Drew McIntyre back up to his feet here, looking to go for that Dragon Rana from the top, but McIntyre catches him in the powerbomb position. And a near fall there as McIntyre lands that powerbomb and look to roll through with the prawn hold, I believe. Inverted suplex there from Drew McIntyre. I believe that's actually a matchbook cover that he hit after the powerbomb. Now we see Ospreay getting a running start, coming in with that back elbow as he got the momentum once again, going from one corner to the other and catching that back elbow across the face of Drew McIntyre, who now rebounds off of the turnbuckle pad. Ospreay now going to look to muscle up McIntyre up in the electric chair position, but now the strikes from McIntyre are able to escape out of that maneuver and land the twisting back suplex. Tried to fold him up for the pinfall attempt there, but Ospreay's feet were able to get on the ropes and cause the break on the pinfall attempt. Another pinfall attempt here from McIntyre as he looks to put away Will Ospreay. Both men bleeding at this point of the contest, showing the signs of war that they have gone through here. Now we see the seated abdominal stretch from Drew McIntyre, a maneuver that's just designed to win and just completely deplete the energy and breath from Ospreay. But Ospreay not allowing him to get it, landing that hip toss and following it up with a standing shooting star press. Rebounding off of the ropes, now springboard, looking for that enziguri coming off of the ropes, but Drew McIntyre instead going to take Will Ospreay and use that momentum to send him throat first, rebounding into the middle of the apron. Snap headbutt there from McIntyre, and he's going to look for another pinfall attempt after dragging Will Ospreay away from the ropes. But Ospreay again able to get the shoulder up. Now we see McIntyre in position for the Claymore, but Ospreay already getting back up to his feet here after that headbutt. McIntyre here looking for the kick to the gut, perhaps going to look for that future shock DDT, but it was countered by Will Ospreay, who is able to kick the opposing leg out and land that standing moonsault, following it up with that springboard Phoenix splash from the second rope. Typically Will Ospreay electing to use that maneuver from the corner. Now we see Ospreay power bomb attempt after catching the leg of Drew McIntyre, able to muscle him up for the power bomb. Ospreay now with Drew McIntyre on the ropes, going to look to rebound, springing off with that European uppercut, a maneuver that we have seen him use about 3 times in this contest, and paying off for him each time. Now looking for the Essex Destroyer, the front flipping DDT, as Will Ospreay now perhaps has the champion covered for the pinfall attempt here, but no, Drew McIntyre securing his championship reign for just at least a few minutes longer, as Will Ospreay now going to go to the top rope, going to do whatever it takes to put away the champion here and make sure that he can leave SummerSlam. 1 year after Drew McIntyre won that championship, Will Ospreay wants to take that championship away from him. European uppercut, now counter on that cutter, now rolling through with that schoolboy, catching him with the enziguri on the ground, does Will Ospreay. Now sends Drew McIntyre into the corner, looking for his signature cheeky Nando's kick in the corner, as he had Drew McIntyre packaged up in the buckle and met him with that super kick in the corner. Ospreay with control now of the champion, perhaps looking to mount some additional offense here as he looks to rebound off of the rope, sky twisting cutter. And now draping the arm across the chest of Drew McIntyre with the last bit of energy that Will Ospreay had. But no, the referee saying that Drew McIntyre was able to get his shoulder up at the very last second there. But we see now that everything that Will Ospreay has done in this contest has taken the life and the essence out of Drew McIntyre as well. This match not favoring either man at this point in the contest. Now McIntyre with Ospreay going to bash his face into the turnbuckle pad, the exposed buckle. Now face first goes McIntyre on the counter. Rainmaker lariat from Will Ospreay as he looks to go to the top rope, paying honor to the current IWGP World Heavyweight Champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling Universe mode. That being Kazuchika Okada, the man who has mentored him for so long. Now a gut-wrench powerbomb from McIntyre, who was able to reverse the momentum on the counter of the 054 from the top rope. As Will Ospreay coming up with nothing in the pool, as Drew McIntyre quickly able to kip up after that attempted splash from the top rope. The strikes here from McIntyre, who is fired up. Stomp to the face of Ospreay, and now a knee smash to the face as well. Now continuous cross faces, and when you see the recoil that Will Ospreay is experiencing off of those strikes to the face, and you can only imagine the agonizing pain that he must be going through. Now another gut-wrenching powerbomb from Drew McIntyre, who was able to muscle him up, but Will Ospreay exhibiting that he has so much fight left in him in this contest and will not give up with such ease. Fall-away slam there from McIntyre, who looks to follow it up with a kick to the chest of Will Ospreay, the counter on the Dragon Screw. Able to reverse it with the leg whip. Now Ospreay sending Drew McIntyre into the corner, has the champion positioned on the top rope, and what could he be looking for here? He's going to look to go high risk to the top rope, and perhaps this could be what he needs to put away the champion here. Hurricane Rana from the top. Able to send Drew McIntyre right in the middle of the canvas, and he is going to follow up that maneuver with the Essex Destroyer, the front flipping DDT. Ospreay not done there, however. Gonna look to follow that up now. He is looking for the butterfly twisting Stormbreaker. Pinfall attempt here. Will Ospreay, can he secure the World Championship? And he does. After losing the Intercontinental Championship that he held for 222 days. Will Ospreay now picking up another championship belt here in Universe Mode. Another singles championship on the SmackDown brand as well. And dethroning the man who held that championship for 333 days. What an incredible fight in Will Ospreay here tonight to pick up the SmackDown World Heavyweight Championship from the man who has held it and ran over SmackDown for the past year with the help of Mr. McMahon. And you got to wonder where that leaves him in this position, but Will Ospreay securing the championship and securing his spot on top of the mountain here on SmackDown. Oh, and now we hear the music. That's the music of Andrade Cien Almas, the current NXT Money in the Bank winner. But what could this mean? What could this mean for Will Ospreay now? We are witnessing Andrade Cien Almas coming down to ringside after Will Ospreay has taken the championship from the grips of Drew McIntyre, accompanied by his cousin Roos. Both men dressed dapper in suits. And you see the briefcase, the official business that Andrade Cien Almas is here to deliver. The winner of the NXT Money in the Bank. You gotta wonder what kind of position that puts Bandito in, who was the man on SmackDown who won the Money in the Bank briefcase. We see him holding up the briefcase, and could this be the cash-in attempt from Andrade Cien Almas as we see Rush accompanying him at ringside? Andrade looking for the tope con hilo to the outside. Ospreay able to evade that dive to the outside, and I believe that the referee is still standing within the ring. Now we see the chops to the outside from Andrade Cien Almas on an already battered Will Ospreay, who has had to defend his he just had a championship match essentially against Drew McIntyre, and now he is fatigued from already competing here tonight. But when the Money in the Bank winner decides to cash in their briefcase, you know that there is going to be no saving grace for the champion. But as far as Will Ospreay is concerned, he is one of the most most difficult people to put down here in Universe Mode. He has so much fight in him, proven from his championship wins in the past a former Cruiserweight and United Kingdom and Intercontinental champion here in Universe Mode, and now finally securing that SmackDown World Championship for himself, but as you see, having to defend it against Andrade Cien Almas now here tonight. Snap suplex from Andrade to Will Ospreay, the man who thought his night had concluded with championship victory. It is not to be quite yet, as now Andrade rebounding Ospreay off of the ropes. Ospreay is able to counter out of that, wrenching on the arm and now dropping the elbow across the arm of Andrade. Andrade, however, snapmare and following it up with a single leg drop kick as he rebounds off of the ropes, and you can just see the difference in the fatigue of these two men here tonight. Andrade now with Will Ospreay positioned in the corner, going to swing out the legs. Has him in the inverted DDT, going to drop him across the knee and then drop him to the canvas with that strike across the chest for additional support. Pinfall attempt here, and the first pinfall attempt from Andrade Cien Almas did not work out for him. That time looking to put his feet across the ropes, and now following with alternating elbow strikes here, and now following it up with a running clothesline as Andrade obtaining so much momentum off of those ropes, not to mention all of the forearm smashes that he has already hit on Will Ospreay. Now it's two more elbow strikes from Andrade. Gonna look for the moonsault from the top, following it up with a second one as Will Ospreay evading the moonsault attempt, but Andrade still able to follow it up with that standing moonsault. And we see watching on from the outside is Rush. Rush being the cousin of Andrade Cien Almas, also a member of El Ingobernable, the faction that Andrade, after defeating Tetsuya Naito in a Hell in a Cell match last year, has the rights to lead. And it appears that he has elected to introduce tonight, introducing Rush to Universe Mode. Overhand chop there from Andrade that sends Will Ospreay back, recovering for the time being, but Ospreay now with the counter, going to look for the electric chair, a move that didn't pay off for him earlier against Drew McIntyre, and once again not paying off for him against Andrade. But here, Andrade, the one with the electric chair position, Kreutz Wrath, as he is able to drop him down and muscle him back up with the German suplex. Andrade now sending him into the corner, a series of chops. Now getting some distance between himself and Will Ospreay, as Andrade now posing on the second rope for all the fans to see, perhaps being the new champion after tonight. Oh no, and the kick from the corner as Andrade looked to come in with the Meteora. Running across the ring looking for that Meteora to a seated Ospreay in the corner, but Ospreay able to catch him with that boot just in the nick of time. Andrade, however, the one who was able to counter out of it, as both men looking to position each other on the ropes one at a time. Andrade, however, the one who appears to be successful in his endeavor, landing that elevated flatliner on Will Ospreay. Irish whip now as Andrade sends Will Ospreay into the turnbuckle pad once more. Strike from Ospreay here. Ospreay now turning Andrade Cien Almas about face 180 degrees for a second time, perhaps planning something else here. Andrade now with the counter. It's Andrade who goes up to the second rope looking to turn Will Ospreay inside out with that elevated inverted DDT. Standing Hurricane Rana here from Andrade, and Andrade has done a great job at disorienting Will Ospreay ever since the onset. I mean, that has really been his intentions here tonight, and his strategy in trying to defeat Will Ospreay is just to disorient him. Once by, cashing in the NXT Money in the Bank Championship, something that Will Ospreay hadn't even suspected on, to be in the cards here tonight. So, and we see the key crusher there from Andrade Cien Almas, who is able to nail that nasty fisherman buster on Will Ospreay. Ospreay, however, doing everything that he can to try and get back up to his feet, but he's met by that flying heel kick the second that he gets back up. Now Andrade sending Will Ospreay into the corner here. Andrade now with Ospreay up on the top rope, perhaps looking for the arm trapped DDT, his finishing maneuver that busted open Will Ospreay there. And now a second time going to look for the arm trap DDT. 2 DDT attempts on Will Ospreay, and now, oh, how close was that? Will Ospreay, how was he able to get the shoulder up there? I can't believe it. Andrade can't believe it. The referee can't believe it. And I don't believe that Roosh can believe it either. Andrade and Will Ospreay now at a standstill in the middle of the ring. Pop-up Dragon Rana there from Will Ospreay. Andrade looked to show off with the Tranquilo pose. However, Will Ospreay able to kick out of that pinfall attempt following the double DDTs. Springboard guillotine catching Andrade across the bottom rope there with that leg drop. And now we see Ospreay going up to the top rope. 630 senton from the top. 1, 2, and a kick out from Andrade Cien Almas from the 630 senton, a move that Will Ospreay has pioneered in professional wrestling. Now Will Ospreay positioning Andrade on the ropes here. And look to spring off with that European uppercut that we have seen Will Ospreay utilize here tonight. A new style of offense from Will Ospreay in a lot of ways. And now we could be seeing the Stormbreaker here from Will Ospreay. However, it is countered by Andrade, who was able to counter the Stormbreaker attempt with that Hurricane Rana. Andrade now slapping himself in the face, getting himself fired up for Ospreay so that he can perhaps put the final blows away here. We see Andrade once again positioning Ospreay on the top rope for that arm trap DDT. Pinfall attempt from Almas. 1, 2, and no, another kick out from Ospreay there. Ospreay so reluctant to give up the championship that he fought so hard to win here tonight. Now once again Andrade connecting with that DDT. Pinfall attempt from Andrade, who pulls the leg away from the bottom rope, but once again the fight, the resilience, and the determination of Will Ospreay to walk away with that championship is going to be too much to hold on here tonight. Andrade feeling the need to secure that championship gold before he can walk away. Oh, and now a tope con hilo with incredible momentum, like a line drive to the outside from Andrade. Will Ospreay, however, able to counter and send Andrade back to the inside. Looking for that overhand chop was Andrade. Will Ospreay, however, countering with the snapmare and the corkscrew roundhouse kick. Andrade fired up, getting back up to his feet, looks to come in with that double axe handle, but it is countered by Will Ospreay, who catches him coming in with the cutter. Pinfall attempt there, but Andrade able to get the shoulder up as Will Ospreay now with Andrade in position. No, gonna counter out of that with a kick. Andrade now Pepsi twist clothesline. Pinfall attempt here, 1, and only a 1 count from Will Ospreay. Andrade now going to be the one to send Will Ospreay into the turnbuckle pad, looking for that counter corkscrew lie detector from Will Ospreay, as well as a spinning elbow attack from Andrade. Oh, and now we see Andrade connecting with the back elbow as both men look to attempt a Hurricane Rana and a dropkick respectively there. And now we see Andrade following that, going to hit his 5th DDT of this contest, the arm trap DDT. 1, 2, and 3, Andrade Cien Almas has done it. Showing up out of nowhere here tonight with his NXT Money in the Bank Championship. Or Money in the Bank briefcase, rather. And that is what was able to help him secure a spot in a World Heavyweight Championship match whenever he wanted. And whenever Andrade Cien Almas wanted was here in the main event of SummerSlam to rain on the parade of Will Ospreay, affording Will Ospreay a 13-minute and 26-second championship reign. Andrade Cien Almas has ripped and gripped the desires of Will Ospreay's championship aspirations away. But now we have a new champion, and his name is Andrade.